They say nothing good happens after midnight. But there's one rule most people don't know. One rule you must never break. Never go swimming at 3 a.m. Ethan was a pale young man with messy black hair that hung damp over his forehead. That night, his room was colder than usual. The clock ticked softly on the nightstand. 3:00 a.m. He felt it then. A pull. Not a thought. Not a dream. A silent demand. T drew him from bed. Carried him through his empty house, past silent streets. Every step echoed too loud, as if the town itself held its breath. The air smelled faintly of rain, though the sky was clear. And then he saw it. The old community pool. Abandoned for years. The gates loomed tall, chained and rusted. But when Ethan touched them, the locks snapped free, falling into the weeds. The gates creaked open with a sound that seemed too loud for the night. The pool waited. Black water shimmered under the pale moonlight, still as glass. Too perfect. Too calm. Ethan leaned closer. His reflection stared back at him. But something was wrong. It blinked before he did. And then its mouth twisted into a grin. A grin far wider than any human face should make. Ethan staggered back. The surface rippled. And then, hands. Pale, skeletal hands. Shot out of the water and clamped onto his wrist. Before he could scream, he was yanked under. The pool swallowed him whole. The water was thick, heavy, almost alive. Faces swarmed around him, bloated, pale faces with hollow eyes, mouths opening in endless, soundless screams, clawed upward, but every stroke dragged him deeper. His lungs burned, but the water filled them as if it were air. He could breathe, though every breath scorched his chest like fire. At the very bottom of the pool, something moved. Its chest was hollow, swirling with a black vortex that pulled at the current, at the drowned, at Ethan himself. The drowned whispered together, voices like bubbles bursting in his skull. Stay. The surface grew farther away, stretched into an impossible distance. The pool was endless now. Then, in the blink of an eye, the water was gone. Ethan was standing in the dry basin of the pool. Tiles cracked and moss covered underfoot. The air damp and heavy. Above him, the moon glowed red. And lining the pool's edge were children. Dozens of them. Drowned children. Their eyes glowing faint white, their skin pale and stretched. They dangled their legs over the edge, silent, staring. Until, as one, they opened their mouths. The sound that poured out was not laughter. It was broken, guttural, an unearthly chorus that rattled the tiles beneath him. The gates burst open, a flood of black water poured in, rushing fast. Floating with it came bicycles, toys, shoes, fragments of lives stolen long ago. Ethan froze when he saw his own sneakers among them. They filled with water, slowly stood upright, and began to walk. One by one, more hollow, water-filled clothes rose from the flood, marching toward him, splashing with invisible footsteps. The faceless figure waded through the water, the vortex in its chest pulling the flood toward itself. The tide rose to Ethan's throat. Fingers seized him, dragging him down, sank again, the surface gone. Darkness swallowed him. Above, bodies hung upside down like grotesque chandeliers. Water dripped from their mouths, glowing faintly. Each drop formed letters that floated in the current. Stay! The faceless figure drifted closer. The vortex roared. The water fractured into mirrors, dozens of them. Every pane reflected Ethan's drowning face. But one reflection smiled. Its grin sharp, unnatural. It stepped out of the mirror, dripping, and stood before him. His doppelganger. It lunged, collided with him, and poured inside. Ethan convulsed. His veins blackened. His lungs filled with dark water. His scream turned into bubbles. The faceless figure placed its hands upon him, sealing the change. On the surface, Ethan's body floated, pale and lifeless. But below, in the drowned depths, he smiled. His face now hollow, featureless. His chest swirling with the same black vortex. Only one ripple marked the place where Ethan had been. And then, silence. Oh, remember this. If you ever feel that pull at night, if you ever stand before still water when the clock strikes 3, do not lean too close. Do not touch the surface. And above all, do not go swimming, because once the drowned see you, They will reach for you. And once they have you, they will never let you go.